is what I learned correct. A good leader shares vision.
Yes.
So I will try to get through this speech without coughing. Be advised, yes, I made sure that I was well past the infectious stage before I came back here. Nonetheless, I'm facing deadlines in which I must complete a certain amount of work, including speeches, in order to get a DTM designation, which you could ask me about later if you wish. You may recall that I stood here last summer and announced my desire in fulfillment of the High Performance Leadership Project to work on a project to evaluate videos of speeches. I called this Project for the Evaluation of Recorded Speeches, PERS. The project returned mixed results. It did yield insight, but not as much data as I'd hoped for. Why not? Maybe I strode too hard to follow a particular philosophy and allowed problems to distract me from providing vision to the participants. As a leader, I prefer to be hands-off. This claim may surprise some people, but I believe people are most productive when allowed to do what they wish to do. And I call this, get ready for another acronym, Freedom Promotes Productivity, FPP. So I applied this philosophy to the PERS project. Combined with two other problems, what I fear was a naive commitment to FPP impaired the project. It made it less effective. We achieved a lot, but not as much as I'd intended. Problem number one, new demands on my attention. From September through November last year, UHNTM took on about 10 new members. Yay! I was and am delighted. Nonetheless, it meant two things. A, to manage the new cohort, I had to recruit people to the role schedule team and transfer knowledge to them. Also to the meeting advisory teams and transfer knowledge to them. Problem B, many of the new members are UHN employees. Again, yay. This is a good problem to have. Not only is that significant because in the medium term, bringing the membership of the club up above 50% UHN employees means that we can get this room rent-free, but also because I believe that the UHN organization is this club's best prospect for a steady stream of members in the long run. The consequence of these two facts, I have got to respond to this opportunity to reach out to the UHN employees, find out what it is that is most useful for them to learn, and make sure that the club can provide those services. That's not a bad thing. But as a result, I did not have as much time and energy as I'd expected to put toward PERS. Problem number two, I worry a lot. I worry that the project was not large enough in scope. Why? Because the project concerned only this club. The manuals for High Performance Leadership Project do not actually specify what the scope should be, beyond saying that the project should allow you to recruit a team. So it's got to be big enough for a team to work on. However, there has grown up, in this district at least, maybe other districts, a convention that people will use the organization of an area level contest, speaking contest for their HPL. Now that suggests to me that the idea is that you're supposed to do something that's beyond the club a little more. Well, my work was all going to be within this club, so what I did was to try and take on something that seemed a little more challenging. The hurdles in an area contest, although known, are real. Although real are known. And the solutions to those problems are known. The insights that I sought were unknown, and I was not sure that with any particular amount of work that I would learn anything at all. So I chose to gather results, to compile statistics, that could be used beyond the club. To make statistics meaningful, you need a lot of trials. In other words, I was worried and I bit off more than I could chew. Here is where my commitment to the FPP philosophy did some damage to the project's effectiveness. The two problems I mentioned, biting off more than I can chew because I worried, and the fact that I was distracted from the PERS project, in combination with a belief in FPP, led, in the absence of certain wisdom, to failure to provide a complete vision. One must share a clear vision of what to accomplish. Without it, the participants don't know what to do. If you do not tell them what you want, do not be surprised when they bring you something other than what you expected. Not only does vision provide guidance, it also provides participants a sense of belonging, a sense of contribution. They're motivated to contribute, and they feel good about the contributions they make. Now, I do not wish, despite the fact this has been rather negative speech, to give the impression that the project was an abject failure. Far from it. In fact, it was a happy accident which yielded a lot of insight. That's a story for another speech. I am still a proponent of FPP. Freedom promotes productivity. Now, though, I believe it alone is not enough. It is important to provide guidance. Do you agree?